Welcome back. So, our artist of the week, Pascal Atuma, a Canadian-Nigerian actor, screenwriter, film producer, film director, and comedian. Born in Umuahia, Abia State, he's an Nwala. To a family of 7, Pascal moved to the United States in 1995 after attending Government College Umuahia and the University of Port Harcourt in Rivers State. He initially tried pursuing a career as a civil engineer. Why do we always have them this way?
Because the parents forced us to go to read those.
Okay, you heard his voice. We wanted to bring him on, but he's here already. Okay, Pascal. So your parents forced you to go study engineering. Your mother wanted to be called Mama Engineer.
Oh no, my mother wanted to be called Mama Doctor.
Mama Doctor.
Yes. My father wanted Papa Engineer.
Papa Engineer.
Oh,
so you decided to
Papa.
No. I first tried the doctor side. It didn't work. I studied medical lab tech, science lab tech at the Federal Polytechnic, Wanafibo. So during the IT, the industrial training, they sent me to Queen Elizabeth Specialist Hospital to work the lab. Okay. So I did the IT there for 6 months, but the problem is throughout that 6 months I couldn't eat. Wow. After work, being the junior staff, so you collect the specimen, the stool samples, the urine samples, all that stuff. Okay. So when I go home and they give me food, when I'm looking at my food, it looks like the samples.
Yeah.
So it was like, yes, it was hard. And that was when I knew that I don't have no business. It wasn't going to work. So I told them, Papa, I think I will try your own route. This route is not working. Then that's how I ended up in the University of Port Harcourt. I studied civil engineering. Yeah.
You actually finished that course.
Yes.
And then you decided to go
when I went to the US, when I went to the US, right, I went back to school and I studied theater.
Yeah, that's Kim Dawson acting.
Kim Dawson. Yeah. It was when I got to theater school that I found life. From
you found your love.
Yes, because when I was in engineering school in Uniport, I didn't like going to school. You know how you would just do it to pass it. Do it to pass it, get it over with.
I'm here just for that.
Yeah, just for that. But when I was in theater school, I want to go to school. I want to wake up. I want to do my assignment. I want to do everything. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Where you want to go to school, no teacher forcing you to come to school. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you've had Michael Ajakwe Jr. and Ayuko Babu, founder, executive director of Pan-African Film Festival, as people that have poured into you through your career.
Yeah.
How has it been?
It's been a beautiful experience. It's been I would consider privileged. That's the word I can use, because usually when you coming from where we were born, going into America, then you go to school, you study theater, which our people don't do stuff like that over there. Most of our people in America are nurses, medical doctors, engineers, scientists, that family, Nigerian family structure, the way they want to be. So when I remember telling my friend I was going to theater school, he asked me if I was mentally sick. He said, look at Americans, they have not finished being stars and you want to go. So when I finished, and luckily for me, Michael Ajakwe Jr. is Nigerian-born American. So he grew up with them. So he plugged himself into the Hollywood industry early. He's written a lot. If you read his bio, you'll see. He's written a lot of TV shows, The Eve Show, Martin Lawrence, he's written for them. So when I finished theater school, a friend of mine called Barnabas Okoronkwo, he went to King's College, Lagos, with Michael's younger one, who is a medical doctor now in the US, Reggie. So my friend now told Reggie about me, and then Reggie introduced me to Michael, who is the brother. Then now Michael now introduced me to Ayuko Babu.
Okay.
So that was how the connection went in.
A lot of people don't like to read credits at the end of movies and stuff, but I love reading credits. And I am just amazed at the number of Nigerians who are doing backstreet work on most of these movies that we see. You're reading through and there's something Okoro somewhere, or something Njoku somewhere. But these are Nigerians.
A lot. There's a lot of them. A lot of Nigerians in Hollywood but majority of them, they were born by Nigerian parents in America. So you may not know that they are Nigerians, but they are Nigerians. Because I know a Nigerian called Ime Etuk. He's directed one film for me before too. If you look at his credits, you will not believe he's a Nigerian guy. He's worked on almost many of the star Crash, like the movie Crash. He worked on Crash as assistant director. He worked on very heavy. He doesn't do small boy stuff. Assistant director. Yeah, he doesn't do small.
That's not stuff. Small boy.
No, it's not small boy.
Now tell us about your movies.
My movies. What we do when we started off, because starting off in the U.S., I tried to use African stories to use African stories and write for the world market. You know, because if you look at what the Indians did with their industry, what the Chinese did, so we can do that. So that going into school, from day one, I knew what I was going to do. Yeah. And then, so when I finished, I wrote my first script called Only in America. So the white boy that gave me my first role in Hollywood, because I started as an actor. So when I finished writing the script, I gave him to read to see if it was good enough. He said it's good enough. I said, is it good enough for you to direct it? So he didn't know that was where I was trying to go. He said yes. But he asked me, how are you going to raise the money? I said, I'm Nigerian. We have a lot of Nigerians here that I can reach out to and they will help. So luckily for me, my uncle and my best friend and my brother came together, put up the money for us to do the first film. And luckily for me too, because, you know, I don't know if I want to say this on air, because a white boy directed it, it's not looked as a Nigerian product. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's looked as Hollywood product. So luckily, the first distribution company that they sent that film to picked it up. So that was how I took off from there.
And you made enough money to find
then we made enough money to produce another one, which now we had to find the Nigerian-born American Ime Etuk to direct for us. Then after that, as they were doing it,
I wanted you to see that. The director is
this is
going ahead of us. This is LAPD.
Yeah, this is LAPD. This took time to come along because we had to go through the process. Yeah.
Why were you getting people to direct your movies?
The reason why initially I wanted to learn some more. Classroom work is different from field work. So when I was hiring these guys to direct, I was understudying them. Then that was why after Only in America, after Hurricane, I felt I have studied enough.
Okay.
And then my brother Oscar, who's a lecturer at University of Abuja now, my brother said, you know what, we have enough money to risk your first film. You direct it. If we lose money, it's us. We don't have to answer to anybody. Yeah. Then if we make it, we thank God. And luckily, that was on My American Nurse.
Okay.
But you directed.
We need to take a break. When we come back from the break, we'll talk about this movie because I saw you giving somebody a whooping there. We'll be back shortly, please.
Which one is this one?